Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crypto nerds of all ages, do you want to get your Algorand content? Do you want to get your blockchain content? Do you want to get it from somewhere that is blockchain friendly and not the traditional source that is very Web 2 centric? Well, my next guest is going to explain how you can do just that. Stick around. Niftgen is here.
You are now tuned in to the KryptoNurd podcast, brought to you by Citrus and ALGO Fund. Be sure to like and subscribe.
All right, Christian, welcome back. I always love having you on, man. We always have a good time talking about what's happening in the creator economy, what the gig workers are doing, how we can make it easier for creators to create content. Niftgen is ahead of target last I checked, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. They were ahead of target. Like the product is moving. I'm happy to say that we have a brand new test version out with a bunch of new upgrades. I'm also happy to announce. I mean, you're the first guy I'm telling you this on your show because this just happened. Niftgen works also really well on the mobile phone, right? Which we weren't really planning this year. It was something more towards maybe late December during Christmas time. But it's ahead of schedule. So happy early Christmas presents, pretty much, for all you guys. There we go, right there.
I love it. So all right. I don't have the mobile emulator up, but we can see the desktop version here. We're live and looking good, people. I love it. So I see the podcast tab up here, video tab. What's into resources right now? What's over there?
Resources is pretty much for those that are not crypto native. They were trying to populate that section and still under control, under construction. What is blockchain? Why do you need algos to use Niftgen, right? Stuff that for very well we don't know, but for others that don't know that we thought about providing an educational section.
I love it. All right, man, you guys are making a ton of progress. I love seeing Frugal BC up here. Kowalski does a great job of putting these videos. We'll get this one up here. So this will be the initial KryptoNurd uploading to Niftgen.
Wonderful, absolutely, that'd be fantastic.
All right, so we'll send people to the website. They can go check out some stuff. This is still beta, but man, it's looking really, really sharp.
Yes, right. And I want to say to your viewers, thank you guys for all the support, all the feedback you're doing, because really when I talk to the devs and I tell them what you think about the product, this gets them really energized. I mean, the mobile section, the mobile version of it, I mean, it's ahead of schedule because these guys are so excited about they're excited that you guys are so they were like, all right, we have to get something done earlier so they can test it out, see what works, what doesn't, what breaks. All the support you guys are giving it, great. Keep it up because that energizes the devs and me too is working harder. So it's definitely going really well, but keep up the support because that's really it's work hard, as I like to say it.
Yeah, I love it. You guys have made a ton of progress since we had our initial conversation. What's going to be live by the time Decipher hits?
Yeah, so by the time Decipher hits, so we're still gonna be on the testnet because that will be. So we're definitely gonna have a little bit more improvements on the site because right now pretty much all experimentation month. We're gonna have all you guys go out there, really test it, what works, what doesn't work, what do you like, what don't you like. Did you have any pain section? What were those pain points and why? And how can we solve them to make the site even better? In December, that's when we go live on the mainnet. So pretty much it will be just a few days after Decipher.
Okay, got it. I mean, it's looking good. It's like smooth transitions from tab to tab. You see me kind of clicking around over here.
Yeah.
That's my, I get excited. All right, we got something up. I'm clicking buttons. I'm trying to see what I can break because it's beta, right? And so far I haven't been able to break anything. So login was seamless for me. I'm hooked up through my ALGO wallet. Recognizes me. You see my little crypto up here in the corner, and it's up and running. So I'm looking forward to it and getting this video kind of uploaded there. Now, I just saw your partner, Philip, in Miami. He was at the event there, the Web3 Summit that we went to. And he just seems like that guy is just always gathering information. His head is on a swivel and he's just like soaking everything up, man. In your, your dynamic duo partnership, is that your kind of role? Like, is he the researcher and you're sort of the hey, I'm going to go out and have conversations about this? I find that a lot of people who are partnerships like that have definitive roles. Is that how it works with you?
Yeah, so pretty much kind of like what we do is that, so we work on product development together, right? We bounce and forth, but what he's really good at, much better than me, and he's really good at gathering it, putting through a funnel, and then saying, okay, what isn't working and what isn't working. Like customer analytics, he handles all of that, and he's really great. So when I pitch the vision, the mission, I go to all your shows, I get you guys excited about it, the product, but then that's where he comes in and he goes, okay, so where are they clicking? Where are they not through? Like when you buy an NFT, on which screen do you spend the most time on? And maybe there's some part in that screen that's too complicated. Should it make simpler? So he handles, to be honest. I mean, that's part of the customer review section. So that's kind of like how we divide the tasks in that sense.
Got it. So he's the guy who figures out what the hot spots are on the website and what should the default sorting be. So I love the fact that you've got sorting methods up here on the site. I was checking those out. You can sort by, what's most recent. So they see the newest stuff first, or what's most popular, or, whatever the viewership, the users actually want. I love that kind of philosophy where you give the people what they want. Right. So
yeah, exactly.
That's very cool.
As Paul Grant, from Y Combinator famously says, just build something people want. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that makes it so much easier, right? If you build it and they already want it, then half the battle is already done. All right, so we've got Niftgen really kind of like hitting full stride. It seems like by Decipher. We've got your a lot of your artists now in Decipher. I think you're up to what, 11 or 12 artists now signed on? 12 artists on. Okay, excellent. Yeah. I know the guys from the next block are going to Decipher and they're planning some events there as well. I want to give you a quick shout out because Niftgen is sponsoring their team. They raised some money through NFT sale and they've got some funding of their own, but you guys really kind of stepped in to fill the gap and make sure that guys like JT, Crypto for Change, C-Will could get out to Decipher, which means a lot to the community. I will be joining them virtually. So we'll see if we can get some virtual events hooked up through places like this. Or maybe I'll head out to Vegas. There's a watch session out in Vegas as well. That should be good.
Oh, nice.
So we'll see how that goes. But because I see that you are already integrated and kind of supporting the creator economy, how important is it for you to make sure that like the creators are, supported and, find an audience and, like find their footing? What's that process look like for you when you're thinking about the community?
For the creators to get support, I mean, that's honestly the fundamental building block, right? I mean, the creators, their communities to actually encourage them and incentivize and motivate them to produce great content. The content creators, they produce content for who? Their fans and their followers, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing that. So the support is definitely great. I mean, in particular as well, the creators from like the next blog, or like up in Algorand, like I honestly believe that you guys like provide a ton of value because like I love Algorand, right? I personally think it's the best blockchain. Now, granted, so my opinion might be a little bit biased. I will admit that.
You and me both. Yeah.
But what I think is that one of the criticism I hear about Algorand is that it's boring. There's like no to it. And I honestly believe the key to solving that is you guys, the video create fun, excitement, and information and education to it, right? You're not to go around talking about nothing. Because we have some creators that do that, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys really ecosystem. So one of the reasons we want this project to work is because we want to help grow the Algorand. Guys are the perfect answer to that problem.
While you're talking, I flipped over to the resources tab on the site, and this isn't fully fleshed out and populated yet, but I can envision where a new creator comes in and says, hey, you know what? I love what Monty's doing over there, the KryptoNurd. But he's doing a lot of interviews lately, and I want to do some more how-tos, or I want to do, I want to focus in on gaming NFTs, or, whatever their niche is. They can go in here and figure out, okay, what do I need to know about the blockchain community? And, maybe I can put up a trainer video on how we use Restream or StreamYard, or, what cameras and, microphones, those kinds of things, we can kind of plug those in so that new creators are encouraged to join the community. I think that's really important. We want to be, open arms. There's 12 of us now, but there's no reason that there couldn't be, 112 of us as the community grows. And, we each just have sort of our niche there. And I think that's the secret. If we have a hub that, we can have, some people are having podcasts, some people have videos, everybody's going to find something that appeals to them. Right.
Exactly.
And then rising tides float all ships. So as long as we get, more eyeballs and ears in, then we're drawing them in from other places. And then you've got a feature on here so they can discover, new creators. And so I think that this gives us a platform rather than, I don't know. I mean, if you just go on, in Google and you search for some Algorand content, you're likely to get some, a few YouTube folks who produce like the one-off videos, like a bit where somebody might create some Algorand content. But you and I both know that their content is not really like, it's nice when they mention Algorand, but it's not usually like up to date. And sometimes there's I hate to say, but there's, misinformation that's in there, or, they clearly have an agenda when they mention Algorand versus somebody like C Will or myself, or somebody who is just consistently churning out and part of the community, right? Not just a claim to fame, like, hey, we were the first ones to do it because they covered it, 2.5 years ago, one time. and versus somebody who's in the trenches like every single day, like Recoup's out there, making his algo rants weekly, and and the community is integrated, right? I think that kind of content is significantly different, and so it's our homegrown content, our own backyard content. And maybe that's what I was, a long-winded way of just saying, like, man, I appreciate having like our own people have their own hub to go to and see, some exclusive content. Man, I had an idea the other day about a video series, and this was inspired by you because you were thinking, hey, we should have more interaction. So one of the features that I love about Niftgen is the interaction, and the people that are holders of the tokens are going to be able to vote in some cases on content, or what comes next. And we've got a company called NADA that does fractional home ownership, but part of what NADA does as well is house flips. So what if we, so we've got the the home shares DAO, and what if we bring that to the Niftgen platform, one of our house flips? Can you imagine where we go in and we start demo, and then we put a vote up? Hey, should we put up this backsplash or this backsplash? Should we make this a 4-bedroom, or should we turn this into an entertainment TV den? And then, good or bad, we'll leave it up to the audience and see if we end up with some monstrosity of a house, right? We end up with a big, awesome. Right? That could be really cool, though, right?
Yeah.
So
that's great.
I'm putting some thought into that.
Yeah, that's great. No, that's awesome. I would pay to watch it. That's great. How would the remodeling of the house? That's really cool. No, yeah, absolutely. That's right. And just to add a little bit, just one tiny thing that I forgot to mention before, in regards to what from now till like the end of November, in addition to improving the site, we're gonna try to implement, still in the testnet, this reward feature where engagement, you get rewarded with the Niftgen token. And one of the things we're trying to do, a really long video, like a half an hour video, because some people do have really long videos. If you watch like half of it, then if you watch like three-fourths, and then all of it. So you actually have watched through the whole thing.
Right.
For the live stream, well, that's way more to do that. The more you stay at the live stream, the more rewards you get. So your process, because if you're doing home flipping, I imagine it can be, hey, so first let's do the flipping of the room, and then so forth and so forth. So we can definitely have some mechanisms in play that reward us for staying through the whole journey together.
Yeah. So that's a good combination of, real world activities with blockchain activities, because we've got fractional owners of the flip. So, I mean, really, when you think about a good use case for a DAO, like that's kind of a good one. Now that means that we've got to send a bunch of our viewers over here, so we'll get you some extra audience members. And like I just love thinking about ways to kind of draw in extra attention, maybe not necessarily from people who are blockchain natives.
Exactly. Oh no, absolutely. I mean, Niftgen, the goal is to be a platform for all creators. Like, you don't even use like Web3 for it. And like one of the long-term visions we have for Niftgen, make this application so easy and simple to use, whereby when you use it, you don't really blockchain app or a non-blockchain app. Because quite frankly, we just want to build a product people use, right? So chain, that's perfectly fine with us, to be honest. The simpler, the better.
Yeah. I mean, looking at this site here, there's nothing inherently blockchain, about this site that we look here. I mean, I just see entertainment, right? I see some videos. Yes, I connected my wallet in the top right corner, but to consume some content, really, when you log in, it just looks like, kind of an entertainment hub. So it's not uber techy by any means. The user interface is pretty slick. Speaking of users, I do want to highlight the fact that you've got some users signed up now. You initially were trying to push for 500, I think was that initial number, right?
Yes.
And what was that final number? Where are you at now, and how did that progress go?
Yeah, so our goal was to get to 500 in October 31st. We got to 2,800, so we almost 6x. So that's great. We're very happy about it. I mean, it was like Twitter space. I mean, going on the shows with you guys, and that also helped to get a lot of people out as well, and just like Twitter messaging. Like, I message everybody on Twitter. For those that reach out to me, just go to Twitter at Niftgen. My DMs are always open. I don't bite, so I can definitely answer any questions that people do. And yeah, it's just been enough. I've never worked so hard in my life before, but I've never had so much fun like now. And quite frankly, that's what motivates me to put in 12 to 15-hour days on going great.
Yeah, right. It's not an easy task being a startup founder.
No.
The work-life balance tends to kind of blend in, doesn't it? But it's because you love what you do. So that's the best type of work, when it's not really work anymore.
Yeah. Oh no. So you have to love what you're doing. To be a startup founder in the crypto space, if you're just doing it like, oh, let me try it out, you're not gonna last that long. You'll last maybe, but then you're just gonna pack up and say, okay, this is too much stress. It's like, I'm doing this because I'm enjoying doing this, right? There's a goal. There's a goal and everything behind it, of course, absolutely. But it's something I enjoy. Ask this to any of the other startup guys in Algorand for sure, like Benedetto from Folks Finance, or the NFT domains. I mean, the reason why I like working with them is because they are super passionate about doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. So you just mentioned Benedetto. I think you were at an event recently where Folks Finance was at as well. So you and Phil kind of divvy up, I don't know, event duty, right? So he was just at the event in Miami. making the rounds, talking to folks, and meanwhile you're in Europe, sort of making the rounds as well, I think, right? So do you find that like there's a different way that people view content platforms like this based on geography? Do you find different use cases? Are people in Europe more interested in podcasts, or are people in the US more interested in podcasts? Like, is there any difference there between the regionality?
No, yeah, sure. So like for Benedetto, I haven't met him yet. I will meet at the Blockchain Italian Forum in Italy. That's on November 18th. So pretty close. It's a lot of Algorand people. So it's kind of like Decipher for Italy. Not that be much bigger in Dubai, but that's pretty much what we're doing here. In terms of like, that's great because I mean Philip gets to do all of the events that like are in the Western Hemisphere, like Miami to Atlanta, Georgia in a few weeks. So for another blockchain event, which is great, an Italian event. But there's gonna be some other events happening across Europe, which I definitely want to go to. Interesting. And so much fun because, like, I mean, I honestly didn't think that Europe would develop a blockchain hub. To be honest, I was a little bit skeptical about it. But seeing all the excitement in Europe about blockchain in general, so it's definitely going to be a hub for it. In terms of content creators, well, so I can speak for Italy. Italians love YouTube completely. I mean, like, during COVID, the YouTube in Italy saw like something like growth or something. I mean, like pretty much. So definitely, I would say it's more related in Italy as opposed to audio related.
And you mentioned mobile earlier in the conversation. That views very well on mobile. Do you anticipate most users will be on mobile?
Yeah, to be honest, I do. I mean, the world is mobile. I mean, the future generations will go. I mean, millennials are always on their phone like me, right? I'm a millennial. I'm always on my phone. Gen Z, even more than we are. So, yeah, absolutely. I think that if your app does well on your phone, you're dead, to be honest. So, yeah, I definitely, the mobile thing, which is why I'm very happy that so far we're mobile friendly.
Yeah, I could see a point in the future where it's projected on our glasses, or something like that. Like we're just going increasingly on the go. So our phones are with us always. What's next is it projects on our glasses, or in our car. We'll have overlays, or it'll be something just sort of like omnipresent at some point in time. It'll be somewhat non-intrusive, but present. It'll be there. I think that's the wave of the future. All right, so we should wrap things up here, but we've got the next milestones for you, right? So after testnet, what happens when we go off testnet and we go live?
Of course. So the first thing we're going to be doing pretty much once we go live is to integrate to like Parawallet. All of you guys have expressed huge interest in Parawallet, and it's essentially Algorand's favorite wallet integrated. The main things are going to be the partnerships with other Algorand companies to have a cool feature that's going to eliminate bots on the platform. We still have that would work, but we're working with them in that regard. Then it's going to be plans to integrate GAlgo into Niftgen. We have some really cool idea on thinking about how to develop cross-pollination between our sites. I was talking with the founder, one of the new gaming companies. They want to perhaps have their own streaming channel on Niftgen, because gaming and streaming, they each other perfectly well.
Yes.
So that's one thing. Yeah, so that's one thing we're going to be having too. Yeah, those are the main things pretty much. The integration of the live stream, that's going to be to do, because just to not to get too technical, right? But that's something that can take months to work on, because it's very, very hard to implement live streaming into a platform. Do it right. Like if you just want to put a crappy version, yeah, you can do it in like 2 weeks. But that's what we want to be definitely an important stuff we do.
Yeah, I like live streaming. To me, is it's fine if that's down the road. If that's 18 months or 2 years away, the dedicated channels for gaming or get dedicated channels for interviews or for Dev's Corner or
Yeah.
the DAOs or even my home improvement slash DAO interaction stuff like I think there's a place for all of those things. And just like you're shooting through your cable channels or your Sling TV or Netflix or whatever it is, right? There's channels there, there's categories, and I would love to see like the expansion there. And I would love it if you've had enough content to warrant those channels on Niftgen. Because if you've got channels of content, that means you're a success. You've got enough content on there to be subdivided. It's not all on one page. So I can't wait to get to that point in time and say, you know what? I remember when. I was part of that, the initial, uploading of videos. We've got the official, Niftgen video here getting uploaded. So we'll get this up in the next couple of days, and we'll test it out. We'll try and break some stuff, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Anything we forgot to cover in the last 25, 30 minutes?
No, I believe yours again. Please continue showing your support because the devs love it. I mean, that gets them energized to work even more. So how do you support us? Two very simple things. Either follow us on Niftgen when you go to Twitter and create an account on Niftgen. Just go to the account. Those two things put together will take you about 20 seconds of your time. So time throughout the day. We would really appreciate that.
All right, I'll put all the links down below for everybody so we can share those, and we'll get this video out, and we'll watch the channel grow. I love seeing what you're doing. Thanks everybody for watching. As always, I am your crypto nerd, Christian. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you, sir.